Modern armored vehicles are engineered systems designed to withstand heavy fire. Their crew protection, composite armor, explosive reactive armor, and fire control systems are all calibrated for kinetic threats, like tank rounds and anti-tank guided missiles. But war is not decided only by firepower. It is decided by cost, adaptability, and sustainability. When a system worth a few $100s can disable a system worth millions, that imbalance changes operational calculus. Open source tracking suggests that over 3,000 Russian armored vehicles have been lost since 2022, with FPV drones accounting for a growing share of losses in 2024 and 2025. These are estimates, but they highlight a strategic shift. Cheap, expendable systems are increasingly effective against high-value targets. Consider the Russian tank fleet. The ubiquitous T-72B3 and its variants remain the backbone of armored forces. They are modernized iterations of a design first fielded decades ago. Each unit is estimated to cost $2 to $3 million, depending on configuration and year of production. More advanced tanks, like the T-90M with upgraded armor, thermal imaging, and fire control systems, can cost $3 to $4 million per unit. Even the T-80 series remains in service, valued around $3 million or more to replace or produce new. These tanks carry powerful 125mm guns, advanced targeting sensors, multi-layered armor, and crews trained extensively on combined arms operations, and yet they are still vulnerable. At the tactical edge, Ukraine has deployed thousands of first-person view attack drones, platforms originally designed for racing or hobby flight that have been adapted as loitering munitions. One prolific example is the Escadrone Pegasus, a purpose-built FPV attack drone manufactured in Ukraine at scale. These can be produced at costs often below $500 per unit, yet they are capable of carrying anti-tank bombs such as repurposed PTAB 2.5 anti-tank bomblets. Other locally developed designs produce a range of quadcopters and multi-rotor platforms costing $300 to $1,000, assembled from off-the-shelf motors, batteries, and controllers. Ukraine reportedly produces tens of thousands of FPV drones each month, highlighting the scale of this adaptation. More advanced tactical UAVs, such as the Ukrainian Sting Interceptor quadcopter, cost a few $1,000s and are being used to defeat Russian long-range drones. These platforms are converted to loitering munitions through modular payloads tailored to the mission. Fragmentation charges are used for anti-personnel or soft-skinned vehicles. Anti-armor bomblets, such as PTAB series, are repurposed from aerial dispensers. Incendiary or thermite payloads are mounted on specialized drones that dispense molten thermite to burn out concealment or light armor. Airdropped mines or directional charges are used for area denial or precise effects. These warheads are attached to small quad rotors with careful attention to center of gravity and thrust, often with 3D printed mounts or simple brackets. The result is an inexpensive, purpose-oriented munition with dramatically different economics from a guided missile. First-person view means a human pilot controls the drone in real time using a video link, often transmitted over analog or digital radio. This permits manual guidance into weak points rather than relying on expensive seekers or autonomous targeting. Some adaptations even use fiber optic tethering, where a physical optical cable unreels up to 10 to 15 kilometers behind the drone, providing total jam immunity at the cost of range. This is not autonomous AI targeting. It is modern remote piloting with battlefield ingenuity. Russian tanks in current service, primarily T-72B3 variants, T-80 BVM and T-90M, have layered armor with steel, composite materials, and explosive reactive armor designed to defeat kinetic penetrators and shaped charges. The T-90M, for example, combines composite armor, ERA, and modern sensors to improve survivability and targeting. It also integrates countermeasures to reduce the impact of guided weapons. But even these systems are not designed to withstand persistent small drone attack vectors from above, especially against less armored roof structures or external sensors. Losses documented across the conflict show that even modernized tanks remain vulnerable when sensors are knocked out and mobility reduced. Traditional anti-tank doctrine focuses on defeating frontal armor with heavy-shaped charges or kinetic penetrators. Small attack drones do not aim for the frontal glacis. They strike optics and thermal sights, air intakes, turret roof seams, engine decks, and exposed thermal blankets. These are not flaws, they are design trade-offs. Every kilogram of armor on the roof is a kilogram less on the front. Tanks are optimized around expected threats, not novel vectors like cheap vertically attacking loitering munitions. In response to surging drone threats, Russian armored units have begun equipping tanks with electronic warfare systems such as Triton or vulnerabilities, which use multiple emitters to jam control frequencies used by FPV operators. These systems operate in the very bands FPV controllers use, attempting to sever video links or control inputs. Battlefield evidence shows these systems can reduce the effectiveness of some low-cost drones, but they do not fully negate them. Jamming is frequency-specific and can be circumvented with fiber optic control or alternate bands at the cost of complexity. There is an ongoing technical debate among analysts. Some argue that this is a temporary imbalance, that countermeasures will adapt and defenses will improve, restoring traditional armor dominance. Others believe this shift is structural, that cheap, manually guided precision will continue to outpace expensive protection. This is not an emotional question. It is about whether cheap, manually guided drones fundamentally alter armor and air defense equations, or whether layered defenses can restore traditional protection hierarchies. It is a question worth considering for anyone analyzing future battlefield economics. The assumption of layered protection, armor, infantry screens, electronic warfare, air cover, is under stress. Defending continuously against potentially thousands of cheap drones requires sensors everywhere, multiple kill chains and decision automation, all costly and hard to scale. Offense only needs one successful strike, while defense must stop them all. None of these cheap drones will replace tanks entirely, but tanks are no longer standalone force multipliers. They now require escorts, dedicated counter-UAV screens, and electronic warfare packages, each adding cost and complexity to what was once a relatively independent platform. Ukraine's use of inexpensive drones, FPV, modular warheads, and improvised control links demonstrates that adaptability and engineering ingenuity matter as much as sheer firepower. Modern warfare is no longer just about who has the biggest guns or heaviest armor. It is increasingly about who can integrate systems, counter threats, and do so at a cost that can be sustained over years, not just missions. Russia is adapting with cage armor, electronic warfare, and active protection systems like Arena M, but scaling these solutions across thousands of vehicles remains the harder problem. Sometimes the most dangerous weapon is not the one that is strongest, but the one you can afford to lose again and again.